Now we shall move to Act 3, Scene 1. So this is the scene set in street Venice. We shall have a look into the scene in brief. So first in the scene, Salanio and Salarino talk about Antonio's shipwrecks, and then they meet Shylock there, and after this Shylock is more embittered and resolved to take revenge against Antonio by hearing to the news of Jessica and Lorenzo's elopement. So, and this as Antonio has run to bankruptcy now and he is sure to forfeit the bond, Shylock takes this as an opportunity to settle his old scores against Antonio and also the Christians for the wrongs done to him. Now we shall look into the scene in detail. So the scene is set in Venice in a street. So first we have two people, that is Salanio and Salarino. Salanio and Salarino are indulged in a conversation. So let's see what's the conversation about. First, Salanio asks, what is the news on Rialto? Rialto is nothing but stock exchange. Rialto is a Venetian stock exchange where merchants gather to do business transactions. So what are the things discussed in Rialto? That is the business deals and the commercial deals and etc. related any things to business, they are discussed in Rialto. So now what is this? We find this word Rialto used throughout the play. So what is the significance of Rialto? So earlier during the start of the play, I told you that Venice is a cruel business center. So, to point out that Venice is a commercial city, Shakespeare is using the word Rialto throughout the story. Then Salarino is asking Salarino what is the news on Rialto. Then Salarino tells that till the rumor is not contradicted that Antonio's one of ships loaded with rich cargo is wrecked in a narrow sea channel, that is the place named as Goodwins. The narrow sea channel and that place between England and France, and that place is known as Goodwins, and you can also note the location of the place Goodwins, that is near the mouth of Thames River. Thames River. And then next Salarino also describes this place, that this place Goodwins is very shallow and dangerous, and not only Antonio's ship is the first to get wrecked there, but many fine ships lie buried at that place. Then Salanio is wishing comparing this rumor to a lady who is mourning over the death of her third husband. The lady is mourning over the death of her third husband. Then we don't know, is she really mourning over his death or not, as she had three husbands. So similarly, rumor is the same. We do not know it is true or not. Then he adds, he feels pity on Antonio after getting reminded of the shipwreck, and calls Antonio that good Antonio, honest Antonio, and he could wish that he had still more good adjectives to describe him. Then Salarino tells that let us put an end to this talk. Then Salarino asks, he didn't understand, so he asks, what do you mean? And therefore he concludes that the matter of the sum and substance of this matter is that Antonio has indeed lost a ship. Then Salarino wishes that it may be the last of his losses, and Salarino sees Shylock coming. So therefore he says that let me put amen to this prayer, because before devil is able to pass it, because it was a general belief that if a devil crosses a prayer, then prayer loses all its meaning. So therefore Salanio tells that let me quickly put an amen to this prayer before the devil crosses it. So here Shylock enters and Salanio tells, hello Shylock, what's the news among the merchants today? Then Shylock tells that nobody knows it better than you that my daughter has stolen all my ducats and ran away. Salarino tells that yeah, it is true. Here Salarino knows the tailor who stitched the uniform in which Jessica had eloped. Then even Salarino tells that Shylock, even you know that the young bird was fully feathered, and it is the nature of all young birds that when they are feathered to fly away from their parents. And Shylock tells that she will be damned for doing so. Then Salanio tells, yeah, of course, she will be damned for doing so if the devil is the judge of this matter. Then Shylock is wondering, how did my own flesh and blood turn against me? Then Salarino says that there is more difference between your flesh and her flesh. Her flesh is Jessica's flesh. There is more difference between your flesh and her flesh than there is between black and white, and there is more difference between your blood and her blood than there is between cheap coarse wine and the fine wine of Rhineland. Then Salarino asks Shylock that whether he has heard that Antonio has lost a ship or not. Then hearing to the name of Antonio, Shylock gets frustrated. So he says, there I have another bad transaction, that is something bad deal. Then and he also scolds him by calling him a bankrupt spendthrift, and he barely shows his face on the exchange. Then he also calls him a beggar, and he also tells that how he used to go smiling at the Rialto and into the market and let him fulfill his bond. He used to, and Shylock adds that he used to call me a usurer, and he used to lend money as an act of Christian kindness. So let he be careful about the bond. Then Salarino tells that I am sure even if he fails to repay the bond, then you are not going to take his flesh, as it is good for nothing. What will be good for you? Then Shylock tells that I will use it as a bait for fish. Then he also adds that if it is good for nothing else, then at least it will satisfy my revenge. And he reminds Salarino of how he has done, Antonio has done wrong to him, that he has disgraced him, and he has laughed at his losses, mocked at his profits, and he has also poured contempt on his nation, that is his Jewish race. And he always tried to interfere in Shylock's deals, and he has encouraged Shylock's enemies against him, and all for what reason? Just because he is a Jew. And now we can see Shylock, he is entering into a sympathetical mode for his Jewish race. So he says, has a Jew not eyes? Does he not have any physical organs and the same senses, likes and passions? Is he not fed with the same food as the Christians are or the other men are? Is he not hurt with the same weapons? And is he not affected by the same diseases? And is he not healed by the same medicines, warmed by the summer and cooled by winter? Just as a Christian is, just as other people are. So if you prick a Jew's skin, does it not bleed? If you tickle him, does he not laugh? And if you poison him, will he not die? And if you injure him, will he not have his revenge? So, if Jews are like Christians in all other means, then he will be like a Christian in even this case. So, if a Jew wrongs a Christian will not keep quiet. He will have his revenge. And according to the Christian example, what should be the Jew's attitude? Yes, it should be revenge. So, what villainy you teach me, I am going to follow that, and it would be strange if I do not improve upon it. So, these are the sympathetical words spoken by Shylock for his Jewish race, and also for the sufferings they suffered in a Christian-dominated society during the Elizabethan era. So after this, a servant enters. This servant is a servant of Antonio. So Antonio has sent his servant to look for Salarino and Salanio, because he has run to bankruptcy now, and he is very sad, and he is totally defeated. He feels like he is totally defeated. So therefore he wishes, as his close friends Bassanio Bassanio, Bresciano are not here. He wishes to talk to his friends, that is Salarino and Salanio. So then servant comes and tells Salarino and Salanio that his master, Antonio is at his residence and he wants to speak to both of you. Then Salarino tells that even we want to speak to him, therefore we are searching for him everywhere. So here enters Tubal. Tubal is Shylock's friend and he also belongs to the Jewish race. So Salanio tells, here comes another of the Jews, that is, and he also adds that there could not be a third person like the same of these two, that is Shylock and Tubal, until the devil himself come and make the company. That is, Salanio is considering Shylock and Tubal as devils, and there could be no other human to match these both. Then after this, Salanio and servant go out. Then Shylock had sent Tubal to Genoa to search for, to look her daughter, that is Jessica, who has eloped with Lorenzo. So Shylock asks Tubal, what is the news from Genoa? Has he found Jessica? And Tubal said that he visited several places, but he was unable to find her. Then Shylock gets frustrated again and he mentions all his losses, that is a diamond which cost him 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt and also many ducats, and he wished that as long as that diamond was in her ear, she could lay in the coffin in front of him, and also the ducats which she has stolen in the coffin, in the dead coffin, in the coffin where her dead body is placed, and he is just feeling sad why this loss is coming to me, and he also adds that all the ill luck that is around him seem to come to him, and his daughter has already stolen so many ducats, and so much money is also being spent in search of her. So he says that I think I'm the only one who is shedding tears. I think I'm the only one who is in grief. Then Tubal says that no, you are not the only one. Antonio is also facing the bad luck as Tubal heard in Genoa. Shylock gets surprised. Then he asks about it. Then Tubal says that I heard it from Genoa that he has lost a ship coming from Tripoli. A ship coming from Tripoli, the ship of Antonio, which was loaded with rich cargo, has been wrecked, which was coming from Tripoli, and which port? A port in Lebanon. So at this news, Shylock gets little cheerful, and then he asks, is it true, because he has got excited now. Then Tubal says that yes, it is true, because he spoke with one of the sailors who escaped from the shipwreck. Then Shylock gets cheerful and he says it's good news, and then he asks where in Genoa. Then Tubal says, then Tubal switches on to another matter. He heard in Genoa, Tubal heard in Genoa that his daughter, Jessica, Shylock's daughter, Jessica, spent in a single night 80 ducats. So this Shylock did not know this news, and therefore he tells that this news is like a dagger going into me. Dagger is nothing but a short knife, and then he wonders at it and he feels sorrow about it. Then Tubal says that there are several of Antonio's creditors who travelled back to Venice with Tubal, but everyone's opinion is that Antonio is sure to forfeit his bond and he cannot avoid going bankrupt. Then Shylock, of course, he is glad by hearing the news. Then Tubal says that one of them in Genoa showed him a ring that his daughter, Shylock's daughter Jessica, gave in exchange for a monkey. So Shylock gets reminded of that ring, and that was a turquoise ring which was given to Shylock by his wife Leah when he was a bachelor. So Leah is Shylock's wife. And Shylock tells that I would not given it in a regiment of monkeys, but Tubal enlightens his mood and tells, but Antonio is ruined. Shylock tells, yeah, that is true, and he asks Tubal to engage a legal officer and book his services a fortnight before, and he said that Shylock shall cut the heart of him if he fails to meet the bond. And Shylock wants to get Antonio once out of Venice, and after once Antonio is out of Venice, he can make as much as profit he wants, because now when Antonio is out of Venice, no one can interfere his business transactions and come in the way of his deeds. And he asked Tubal to engage a legal officer, then meet Shylock at their church. So here ends the Act 3, Scene 1.